This video is an ad for a video I am selling on eBay at the cost of $8.99 with free shipping. The name of the DVD is called Yet Another Blackjack Card Counting DVD. Put Yet Another Blackjack Card Counting DVD in the eBay search engine and you will find it. In this video I will go over the concept of basic strategy in blackjack. Basic strategy is one of the fundamental concepts in blackjack. In blackjack there are four important things the player has control over. They are how they play their cards, how they vary their bet, where they sit on the table, and when they leave the casino. Basic strategy has to do with how you play your cards. There are variations in basic strategy with the count and card counting and with the various rules in the various casinos. I will not get into variation of basic strategy with regard to the count in this video. It is covered in the DVD I am selling. In doing this video I will assume the viewer is familiar with the rules of blackjack. If you are not familiar with them, I have posted another video where the rules of blackjack are given. Watch that video first. Basic strategy tells you the optimum way to play your cards if the only information you have is what is the dealer's up card and what cards you have. There are cards around with basic strategy on them. They are essentially the same as what I will be presenting, except this format is much easier to memorize. I have heard people referring to playing more conservatively or more aggressively. If you think about it, both notions are not well thought out. You lose your chips just the same if you get fewer points than the dealer as if you bust. These charts will tell you what basic strategy is. They are essentially the same as the cards you will find in various casinos. However, due to the way they are formatted, they are much easier to learn. If the dealer's up card is a 2 or 3, then you keep taking cards until your total is 13 or less. If the dealer's up card is a 4 to 6, then you keep taking cards until your total is 12 or more. If the dealer's up card is a 7 to ace, then you keep taking cards until your total is 17 or more. There's an asterisk here. In the event the dealer has a 10 for an up card, then you only hit until you have a total of 16 after you've taken your third card. Then with regards to splitting pairs, if you have a pair of aces, you always split them. If you have a pair of 9s, you split them if the dealer's up card is a 2 to 9, except if the dealer has a 7. If the dealer has an up card of a 7, then you stand. With regards to a pair of 8s, you always split them. With regards to pairs of 7s, 3s, or 2s, you split them 2 to 7. However, if you're playing in a casino where they do not allow you to double down on splits, then you split those pairs 4 to 7. Also, there are two more asterisks. If you look down here, for reasons that are just the way life turned out, if you have 2 7s, you stand against the dealer 10. If you have a pair of 6s, you split them 3 to 6. If you have a pair of 4s, you split them if the dealer's up card is a 5 or 6. However, if you are playing in a casino where you cannot double down on splits, then you do not split fours. These are the rules for soft hands. A soft hand is where the ace can still count as 1 or 11 without making the total of the hand go over 21. If the dealer's up card is 9 or 10, then you hit it until you have soft 19. For all other hands, you hit until you have a total of 18 and it's still a soft hand. If you go over 21 and it's no longer a soft hand, then you revert back to the rules that were previously shown with regards to hard hands. With regards to doubling down, if your total is 11, then you double down if the dealer's up card is 2 to 10. If your total on your first two cards is 10, you double down 2 to 9. If your total is 9, then you double down 3 to 6. Then if you have an ace and a 7 or an ace and a 6, you double down if the dealer has a 3 or 6 as an up card. However, there are 3 more asterisks, and they indicate that you should double down if you can, because if you look at the soft hand rule, if you have an ace and a 7, that's a soft 18, which this rule would indicate that you should stand. However, the double down rule takes precedence over the soft hand rule. If you have an ace 5 or an ace 4, then you double down if the dealer's up card is a 4 to 6. And if you have an ace 3 or an ace 2, then you double down if the dealer's up card is a 5 or 6. I will now go over the rules for early surrender. Early surrender is before the dealer checks to see if they have a blackjack, or before the first player makes their decision on how they're going to play their cards. You may surrender half of your bet, and then you do not have to play out the hand. So if the dealer has an ace up, then you surrender 2 to 17, and that would include if you have a pair of 6s, a pair of 7s, or a pair of 8s. If the dealer has a 10 up, then you surrender 14 to 16, and that includes a 7 and a pair of 8s. If the dealer has a 9 up, you surrender 16, and that includes a pair of 8s. Those are the rules for early surrender. The rules for regular surrender are that if the dealer's up card is a 9 or ace, then you surrender in the event that your total is 16, but not a pair of 8s. You'd split a pair of 8s. If the dealer's up card is a 10, then you split 15 and 16, but again, not a pair of 8s. And those are the rules of basic strategy. Basic strategy must be memorized before you can card count. If you want to learn how to card count, get yet another Blackjack card counting DVD at eBay for $8.99 with free shipping.